In the first quarter of 2026, the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area recorded just 246 new condo sales. That is a 35-year low. Not a slow month, a 35-year low. And in that same quarter, there were 0 new condo tower launches. First time in at least 3 decades that not a single new project came to market. So you'd think buyers were getting a deal. Prices are down 14 to 20% from the 2022 peak. Interest rates have come down, and yet people still aren't buying. Investors are walking away, first-time buyers are hesitating, and a lot of people who already own a condo are quietly panicking. Here's why. The number on the for sale listing isn't the whole story. The number that's actually changing people's minds, and in some cases destroying their monthly budgets, is the maintenance fee. And in 2026, that number has gotten out of hand. Let's break down exactly what is happening, city by city, and why this is bigger than most people realize.
Let's start in Toronto, because that's where this problem is most visible right now. According to January 2026 data from Treb and House Index, the average condo price in the GTA hit $604,759, down about 10% year over year. In the city of Toronto proper, units averaged $631,932. Now, if you bought that average Toronto condo with a 20% down payment and locked in a 5-year fixed mortgage, your monthly mortgage payment would be somewhere around $2,700 to $2,900. That's already a stretch for most people. But here's what catches buyers off guard. On top of that mortgage, you're paying a maintenance fee. And in Toronto right now, those fees range from 60 cents to $1 per square foot per month, according to condos.ca data from early 2025. For a 700 square foot unit, which is what a lot of downtown Toronto one-bedrooms look like, you're talking anywhere from $420 to $700 every single month, just for the fee, on top of your mortgage, on top of property taxes. And some buildings are already well past that range. The Wahi platform analyzed over 1,500 GTA condo buildings and found that the median monthly maintenance fee for a one-bedroom can go as high as $1,039. At a specific waterfront building, 33 Harbor Square, which dates back to the late 1970s, that $1,039 figure was the median for one-bedroom units in 2024. So we're not talking about luxury outliers. We're talking about older buildings where the costs have just piled up. Here's a real example of how fast it moves. One Toronto condo owner reported that their maintenance fee jumped from roughly $957 a month to $1,029, a nearly 7% increase for 2025 alone, and the building's board told them this was to cover rising utility costs, higher insurance premiums, and the growing need for repairs. None of that is unusual. That's just what happens when a building ages and costs go up. Construction costs across Canada are up about 40% since 2020. Toronto's water rates went up 3.5% in the city's 2025 budget. Ontario Energy Board data showed hydro rates climbed 4.8% in late 2024. Every one of those increases flows directly into your monthly maintenance fee. You don't vote on it, you just pay it. And right now, Toronto's condo market is sitting on a record 4,295 completed but unsold units as of Q1 2026. That's more than double the level from a year earlier and nearly 5 times what it was 2 years ago. At the current sales pace, that represents 92 months of new supply. So sellers are stuck, buyers are hesitant, and the fees keep climbing regardless.
In Vancouver and across British Columbia, condo fees are called strata fees. Different name, same idea. And right now, they are rising faster than almost anywhere else in the country, driven by one specific cost that most buyers don't think about until it's too late: insurance. As of 2026, average strata fees in Metro Vancouver range from about $350 to $800 per month for a typical 2-bedroom condo, according to data from Credit Resources Canada. That's before your mortgage, before property taxes, just the monthly fee. And the insurance piece is what's really driving this. According to the BC Financial Services Authority, strata insurance premiums in BC have surged between 200 and 500% since 2019, not percent per year, total increase since 2019.
Buildings that were paying modest premiums 6 years ago are now paying 3, 4, 5 times as much. And all of that cost lands on condo owners through higher monthly fees. British Columbia now has the highest insurance costs in Canada for condo buildings, averaging around $105 per month per unit, according to the 2026 Condo Fee Statistics Report from View Homes. Ontario, by comparison, averages about $35 per unit. In Vancouver, you are paying 3 times more just on the insurance component alone. And that's not the worst of it. Eli Report, a property analytics firm, estimated that approximately 135,000 BC strata owners would face a special levy averaging close to $7,500 per unit in 2025, specifically because contingency reserve funds were underfunded. A special levy isn't a fee increase, it's a one-time bill that arrives in the mail. You owe it, you pay it, and if you can't, you have to find the money fast. A mid-rise building in Vancouver reportedly saw its insurance premiums triple over just 3 years after a large claim, and the result was a strata fee hike that hit owners hard enough that some listed their units for sale. That's not an isolated story in Vancouver right now. That's a trend. CMHC data showed condo sales in Vancouver plummeted 37% in Q1 2025 compared to their peak in mid-2022, and prices dipped 2.7% over that same period. But the real weight isn't in the sale price, it's in the monthly cost of keeping that unit. That's what's pushing investor owners out and keeping first-time buyers on the sidelines.
Montreal is often seen as the affordable alternative, and compared to Toronto and Vancouver, the numbers do look different. Average condo fees in Montreal are around 19 cents per square foot, according to December 2025 data from WOA and condos.ca. For an 800 square foot unit, that's roughly $150 to $200 a month. Still manageable. But here's what the Quebec Professional Association of Real Estate Brokers found when they looked at the full picture. Condo fees in Quebec have doubled over the past 10 years. In 2015, the median annual condo fee was $1,716. By 2025, it had climbed to $3,432 per year. That's a 100% increase in 10 years, which works out to roughly double the rate of general inflation. And Quebec is also catching up on something Ontario and BC have been dealing with for years: reserve fund requirements. Bill 16, which came into force in Quebec in January 2020, now requires every condo to have a proper contingency fund study and a maintenance log completed by August 2028. That sounds like a policy detail, but what it means in practice is that thousands of condo buildings across Quebec are realizing their reserve funds are underfunded, and they're now scrambling to top them up through fee increases and special assessments. So even in Montreal, the comfortable baseline is under pressure, and rents in the city aren't helping the situation. According to a December 2025 rental market report, rents in Montreal rose 5.9% in 1 year. Landlords are using that as justification to raise rents, and investors who own condos are trying to pass higher carrying costs onto tenants. But Montreal's rental tribunal, the TAL, limits how much rents can legally increase, so investor owners are getting squeezed from both sides. Nationally, the benchmark condo price across Canada fell to $492,500 in May 2025, according to CREA, down more than 12% from the March 2022 peak of $561,500. But the price decline is not making condos more affordable when the monthly cost of owning one keeps going up. Here's the number that summarizes all of this. Wealth North ran the math on what a $500 per month maintenance fee looks like over 20 years, assuming 5% annual increases. The total cumulative cost? Over $180,000. That's just in fees, not your mortgage, not your property taxes, just the maintenance fee on a building you already paid for.
This is the piece that almost nobody talks about when they're shopping for a condo, and it's the one that matters most. The Ontario Auditor General reviewed condo reserve fund studies in 2024 and found that 69% of condo corporations had inadequate amounts set aside for major repairs. Not a few buildings, nearly 7 out of 10. And to get those reserves to where they should be, those buildings would need to increase contributions by an average of 50%. That means the fee increases Toronto and Vancouver owners have already seen aren't the end of the story. They're the beginning. The Canadian Condominium Institute in Toronto put it plainly: if your building is not contributing at least $2,000 per unit per year to the reserve fund, it is almost certainly underfunded. And many newer buildings started out contributing as little as $500 per unit per year because developers kept fees artificially low to make pre-sale units look affordable. What happens to buildings that let this slide? Eventually, the bill arrives. Special assessments can reach $10,000 to $50,000 per unit, according to Wealth North's 2026 buyer guide. And when that notice goes out, condo owners who weren't expecting it have a few weeks to come up with the money. In North York, Toronto, several building owners reported fee hikes of 10 to 14% in a single year, specifically because underfunded reserves had to be corrected. That's not a typo, 10 to 14% in 1 year. The CCI Toronto put it directly: all Ontario condominiums start out underfunded. The legislation requires a minimum reserve contribution of 10% of the operating budget, but industry experts say even 15% isn't enough. And until that gets fixed, every new condo building is already on a clock. The situation in BC is similar. A 2017 government study found that 54% of BC condo buildings had underfunded reserves. Since then, more buildings have aged and more capital repairs are coming due. The 135,000 BC strata owners facing that $7,500 average special levy in 2025 are just the first wave.
So where does this leave homeowners, first-time buyers, and investors in 2026? If you're already in a condo, the most important thing you can do right now is request your building's reserve fund study. In Ontario, it's part of the status certificate. In BC, it's the depreciation report. Ask how funded your reserve is. If the answer is below 70%, you may want to start planning for a special assessment in the next few years. If you're shopping for a condo, the listing price isn't the number you need to worry about. Pull the maintenance fee, find out what it covers, and look at the reserve fund health. A cheaper unit in a building with a depleted reserve could cost you far more over 5 years than a slightly more expensive unit in a building that has its finances in order. And if you're an investor trying to make the numbers work in Toronto or Vancouver right now, the math is getting harder to justify. Condo prices are down, rents have pulled back, and fees are going up. With condo prices in Toronto sitting at a 14 to 20% discount from their 2022 peak and carrying costs still elevated, many investor owners are choosing to sell. That's part of why inventory is so high. The market hasn't collapsed, but the era of cheap, simple condo ownership, where you paid a $300 fee and called it a day, that's over in Canada's major cities. The buildings are older, the costs are real, and the reckoning for years of underfunded reserves is just getting started. Everyone watching the Canadian housing market right now is asking the same question: when does this stabilize? The honest answer is nobody knows yet. But what we do know is that the monthly cost of owning a condo in Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal is higher than most buyers expected. And for a lot of people, that number is only going one direction.